But in the Old Testament, for example, the Israelites are always trying to make their peace with God. So they're trying to live in the world without getting walloped constantly by natural events and by, invading forces.
Which they attribute to God's will.
Yes. Whatever's beyond their understanding in some sense. They're more sophisticated than merely this, but whatever's beyond their understanding. But they're kind of conceptualizing being as such and trying to figure out how to deal with it. And one of the hypotheses they come up with is something like, well, you can bargain with it. And the thing is, you can. That's one of the things that's so cool. And partly the reason you can bargain with reality is because the reality that you encounter as you move forward in time is partly the world, but partly the abstract social system. And so you can bargain with the future abstract social system all the time. You do that every time you make a promise. You do it every time you sacrifice one thing for another. So you forego a impulsive temptation, and that gives you a moral claim that you can redeem in the future. That happens all the time. That's what money is, for God's sake. And, we discovered the future at some point. As I said, we were chimpanzees at one point. We discovered the future. Then we discovered that you could bargain with the future as if it was a person. That's amazing. It's amazing. And that's partly where the idea of God as a personality came from. I should flip that. That idea that you could bargain with the future came out of the idea that God was a personality, because the God as a personality idea came first. But it was a developmental stage on the way to even being able to say the future. We have no idea how. It's like a 6 million year path from chimpanzee to self-aware human being. And we have no idea where these unbelievably sophisticated ideas that we have come from, like the idea of sacrifice. Do you know how much blood was spilled before human beings were able to sacrifice abstractly instead of killing something? We had to act out. God enjoys you killing something because he's happy with the blood. We had to act that out for God, who knows, 20,000 years, 100,000 years, before we got anywhere near the idea that you could do that abstractly.